Now we're going to discuss the clarification of concepts: accountability, corruption, and democracy. Accountability, it comes from the root word account, meaning not only to oneself, but it is the responsibility to others. It also focuses on the public interest and the people whom it is supposed to serve, which are the people. Accountability is the use of power in serving the people and the public needs. It is also the responsibility for something that you have done. In this concept, the person does not act for oneself, but he must answer to the people. There are four dimensions of accountability or the concept of stewardship. First, the traditional accountability. Second, the management accountability. Third, program accountability. And fourth, the process accountability. The first dimension is the traditional accountability. It is the dimension of regularity and compliance. It is where public officials or public servants are expected to follow rules and regulations for an efficient and economical administration. Traditional accountability is the compliance to legal requirements and administrative policies to avoid unnecessary expenses of public resources. Dito pumapasok yung anti-red tape ng government para mas mapabilis yung processes at yung pagbibigay ng service at mabawasan yung corruption or the use of bribery or nepotism or the likes. The second dimension is the management accountability. It is more flexible as compared with the traditional accountability. Management accountability focuses on the role of expected employees in planning and in budgeting in delivering better services to the public. This also involves simplification of work and forms and systems improvement. This includes standards of economy and efficiency. Economy meaning to reduce waste and increase savings in every operations or every services rendered by to the public. Third, the program accountability. It is the dimension wherein officials are responsible for the attainment of goals instead of simple obedience to procedures and requirements. It is concerned with the results and outcomes of government operations, evaluation, and productivity. This dimension of accountability focuses on the effectiveness, economy, efficiency of programs to secure attainment of objectives. The last dimension of accountability is the process accountability. Process accountability emphasizes on the procedures and methods of operations. It is also the bottom-to-top approach. It has a direct accountability to the people through participation and negotiation. Dito din yung gaano kahalaga yung feedback from the clients or the public. It focuses on the effectiveness of the services rendered. Its standards of values, yung 3 E's, which is effectiveness, efficiency, and economy, together with participation and decentralization. Let's now talk about corruption. There are 3 meanings of corruption. First, the market-centered definition, the public office-centered definition, and the public interest-centered definition. The market-centered definition is the government transactions are a relationship of exchange. Corruption is the exchange for services offered in this market-centered. Dito yung tuwing meron kang service or meron kang gustong kunin na license, documents, or the like sa government, para mapabilis ito, kailangan mong gumamit ng kapalit or the use of bribe or the use of connections. Using bribe such as pera, or gifts, or using connections ng dahil kapamilya, or dahil kaibigan, or may sa past ay meron kayong nagawa for them, parang kailangan nilang ibalik yung favor na yon. Dito pumapasok yung red tape sa government. Yung kailangan use ng mga bribery. Dito pumapasok ang corruption in exchange of the government services or procedures. Ito ngayon yung binabantayan ng ARTA, na Anti-Red Tape Act. Or dito nila chine-check kung yung presence ng corruption, dito nila pinipigilan yung paglaganap pa ng corruption sa businesses ng government services. Dito din sa ARTA, sinasabi na kailangan pabilisin yung procedures and process para ma-acquire yung mga services ng government, para maiwasan na din yung paggamit ng bribery. Then the second definition of corruption, the public office-centered. It is the violation of the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act, or the RA number 3019, and also the Ethical Standards Act, the RA number 6713, and also the provisions of the revised penal code, the Civil Service Act, and other laws presenting the obligations of public officials. Once na violate mo tong mga public acts na to, dito na pumapasok yung public office-centered definition ng corruption. And lastly, the public interest-centered definition. It is where the law of the market sides with the wealthy and the power holders. Dito, pag yung passage of law that will give him advantage of others, yun yung pinapasa. Parang may pinapanigan. Nagiging one-sided yung interest, para ang nakaka-gain ng power is specific people lang. Yung mga power holders pag hindi sila magbe-benefit sa law na to, hindi na ito i-implement. Basta namimili sila nung may magbe-benefit yung mga sarili nila. So, yun yung tatlong definitions ng corruption. Then, punta tayo sa occurrence of corruption. It is where people are trying to get what they do not deserve. Yun yung meaning ng corruption. It is also violating social rules of merits. Corruption, tulad nung nasa market-centered, it is the exchange of favors. Para makuha mo to, dapat meron kang kapalit na ibibigay sa akin. Yung ganun. So, there's the presence of favor corruption, or the use of bribes to be prioritized, or gives more priority to kin and friends. Diba? Nauuso to sa sa mga government offices, na binibigyan ng priority o mas napapabilis kung may kamag-anak ka doon, or may kaibigan ka, may kakilala ka. Tulad na din sa pagkuha ng work. May mga government offices na ang hirap makapasok, pero dahil may kakilala ka or may kamag-anak ka, regardless kung ano yung kakayahan mo, yung pinag-aralan mo, basta mayroon kang kakilala, ipapasok ka. Doon pumapasok yung favor corruption. So, ang accountability, it includes the use of power and discretion. Pag ino-overuse mo or hindi mo ginagamit sa tama yung power mo at kung saan mo to gagamitin, dun na yung presence ng corruption. There are also bases of corruption: greed, the domination of others, or yung parang gusto mo higit ka kaysa sa iba, parochial desires over social wants, lack of information, scarcity of goods. Syempre, pag kulang yung mga gusto mo makarami. Para kung kulang yung mga goods, iisipin mo yung sarili mo na dapat damihan mo para meron kang backup. Basta gusto mo sobra yung sa'yo, kahit na mauubusan yung iba. Personal channels, and also the incentive system. An accountable service is different from one which evades the act of corruption or getting caught. There are two strategies of poor stewardship. First, corrupt official who knows how to hide his ways. Second, inaction. Officials do not want to be suspected of corruption. So yung first, corrupt officials who knows how to hide his ways. Hindi porkit maganda yung pinapakita or maganda yung performance ng mga officials, meron ng, na ibig sabihin nun, accountable na sila or nagpo-portray na sila ng accountability as public servants. Marunong lang sila magtago or magmanipula para hindi sila mapagbintangan at syempre hindi sila mahuli. In action, meaning wala silang ginagawa. Kasi ayaw nila na mapagbintangan sila at ayaw nila na ma-involve sila. Especially sa decision making. Ayaw nilang mag-resort sa isang decision kasi baka mali pala yun. Or baka pala isipin ng mga tao na involve sila sa mga corrupt practices. Siyempre, gusto nila magmalinis. So, sa takot nila na yun, wala sila gagawa, wala sila na-produce. Kaya minsan, mas pinipili pa rin yung ibang officials, public servants na although corrupt, pero mayroon naman silang nagagawa or mayroon naman silang na-produce na outcomes para sa public. Pero syempre, both hindi effective at poor stewards sila kung tutuusin. Also, efficiency and effectiveness are not sufficient to ensure accountability. Hindi porket maganda yung pinapakita or maganda yung mga pinoproduce na goods and services niya for the public, nagpo-portray na siya ng accountability or meaning hindi na siya involved sa mga corrupt practices. They may have their own systemic corruption or their own rules and still meron pa rin silang evil aims. Siyempre tayo as the public, ang gusto natin yung mga public servants na accountable, na clear sila sa mga priorities nila at alam nila kung para kanino at para saan yung nire-render nilang service, which are for us, for the people. So, as public servants, kailangan laging tinatanong itong mga tanong na to. Whom do I serve? And who will benefit from this?